host.
Bring your friends. No.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're joining us. We're back with Christian Hutchinson. Did I say your
Welcome.
name right?
Thank
Because I
you.
feel like I fuck your name
Not
up
even
every
close.
time.
No, you're close.
Hudson. Yeah.
Hudson,
See?
like the
Jeez,
river.
I've been going to the cigar shop for like almost 15 years now, and I still mess up people's names.
Well, at least you got first name right.
Oh, I see Christian, I think. I see you quite. I mean, I don't see you as often nowadays at the cigar shop.
No, I'm like Cigar Ninja now.
Cigar Ninja. Bro, trademark that before anybody does.
Oh, I'm sure it's
somebody.
I guarantee you it's already trademarked by
somebody. Dude, you'd be amazed. Like Language Ninja, when I got that, people were like, "Oh, I never thought about that." So,
yeah. And then everybody tried to steal it.
Yeah, there's been people that we had to send cease and desist that were like, "Hey, man, like you can't
say you're me.
You can't be saying that trademark." Dude, so first of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for the cigars.
Yeah.
No problem.
Tell me, for the people that don't know who Christian is, I'll give a short resume. Christian has a bachelor's in nature. What is it again?
Say biology.
Biology, right? And he worked for the government for a little bit, basically hunting fishes and stuff like that, I think. Like,
aquatic ecology, mollusks and fishes, and things of that sort.
Way more badass than anything. I would love for you to meet Kaylin Hanks. She's our at-home entomologist.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylin,
I do a lot of entomology as well.
Dude, so next time I'd like for you to meet Kaylin Hanks. She knows more about bugs than I even care. And not only does she know, but she knows, like, we had asked her a question about, hey, in Puerto Rico, when we see like a big fly, it's like yo, like you kill that. And here it's like, oh no, that thing eats flies. And she's like, oh yeah, because of the dengue and this and that. And like she can explain things like really.
And she knew what dengue was too.
Yeah, she like spent, and she's like, yeah, in the 1993 Puerto Rico had this. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh yeah, I lived through that. I saw kids. She's like, oh my God. So she's definitely someone I want to meet. He's also the owner of probably, if I'm over exaggerating, please tell me, but I'm 99% sure I'm not, probably the best cigar shop in the entire state of Missouri.
Well, thank you very much for the compliment.
No. I'm serious. I believe you are.
There's a lot of great shops in Missouri.
Yeah.
But we've been around for quite a while, and we do our best to make people happy, have a good selection, that sort of thing.
Yeah. How I've always wanted to ask you this, because last time you were here, I don't believe I got to this. How was it that you guys got that cigar shop? Because when I first started going, I might be wrong. I remember that it was like in the transition. There was like a transition happening where some things were happening where we were smoking outside. Because I would show up from base and just be like, yeah, let's smoke outside. Fuck it. And there was like some shit happening. Was that when you were acquiring, or was that like a different issue?
That was actually after the fact, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But no, we acquired the business July the 3rd, 2009. And it's been around actually since 1989.
In town, in the same spot?
Same spot.
Oh, wow.
So to make a very long story short, I had my midlife crisis, no longer wanted to be involved with working for the government or biology.
That seems to be a common theme that happens.
Actually, I love the biology part, working for the government, which is what a lot of what I was doing. It wasn't working out for me. So, and my wife was sort of doing the same thing with her career. And so we're both very entrepreneurial. And at the time, she was still working her gig, and I was, I tried to buy just for him anonymously through a broker, and they weren't ready to sell. So, which is a common practice.
Can you explain that to me? Like
a
real
child. It's like there's like a real estate broker.
Yeah.
There's the same thing for businesses.
Oh, I wasn't aware of this.
Yeah. And you can do it anonymously where you get the numbers, and if it's a business you want to buy. But no, they were still, doing their thing, and that's totally fine. But it turned out I was sort of ready to transition away from the biology gig.
What made you want to leave it? Like, was there something specific like that happened?
The biology gig?
Yeah.
It was just having meetings to plan meetings about future meetings.
I'm so glad I didn't take a fucking. When you said that, let me go ahead and put that
Yeah, there
down.
was just, I worked with wonderful people.
We're gonna have a meeting to plan the meeting for tomorrow's meeting, and then the meeting after that is to plan the meeting
Yeah.
that we're gonna plan.
And I was on, a bunch of what was either temporary, term, seasonal,
Contractual
or grant-based contract based.
yeah.
There never was that, oh, I have this job and it's going to have benefits and I have somewhere to put down roots.
Yep.
That sort of thing. So that never happened. Some of it's probably my fault. Some of it's their fault. That's water under the bridge. But yeah, so I approached the owners, and I've been a customer of Just for Him since 1997.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So pretty much when they opened up.
They opened up in 89.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the first day I moved to Springfield, Missouri, I was suggested, because I was into cigars already, I should visit this place, the cigar shop.
Mhm.
And I basically have not left. But no, so I agreed to start working there.
Yeah.
Which was actually beneficial. I got to really learn
The business side.
the business, and I got to see how the cash flow is going. I knew it was going to be successful just with my eyeballs. But you could actually see the numbers every day, that I knew that I'd be able to keep the lights on and make payroll, which is important.
That's interesting, because
Okay.
I always see cigars as something that's like, I mean, for me, like I like to have a cigar, like at least if I could have a cigar every day, I would. But
As you should.
yeah, I mean, and the other thing is, even nowadays, I don't know when this changed, but even at VA, when you say that you smoke cigars, they don't give you as much shit anymore, because they know that you don't really inhale. And I don't know
Yeah.
if that's like when that changed, but like recently I was like, yeah, I smoke cigars. I'm smoking cigars since 2008. And they were like, oh, okay. I'm like, really?
It depends who you ask,
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes you see a doctor or nurse, and I've told them, like, hey, I've never smoked cigarettes, but I smoke cigars, and they'll answer, well, you smoke. Pretty matter of fact.
I see. Yeah, I can see where the confusion
And
is
that's
with
okay, because they're just doing their job.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the other ones are like, well, you don't smoke cigarettes, and you don't use smokeless tobacco, so you're good.
Dude, I've
Yeah,
been
'cause
wanting
they-
to tell you this for a while, and I don't think I told you that last time, but I've been wanting to thank you, and I always thank you because you're cool with me, but like I've been wanting to thank you because like that shop has kept me like out of trouble more times than I care to like admit.
We've kept a lot of people out of trouble, actually.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
one time he almost got you in trouble.
No, what are you talking about? What are you talking
Well,
about?
we're over there. I just started going over there because honestly, I didn't know you were in Springfield. Because there was a cigar shop in Osage. It's OJ Cigars.
Mhm.
They're not there anymore.
Yeah, that closed down a little bit ago.
Yeah. But I went there because they were closer. Anyway, and then of course I met Richard, and then went there, and there was a guy. I don't know if he's a tweaker or not, but he's looking at all the shiny stuff in the case.
Oh, I forgot about when he stopped me from. When
Yeah.
he stopped me.
Yeah, 'cause
do you remember
Richard
this?
started smiling, and he took off his shoes. I was like, "Oh shit." Richard's gonna have fun now.
You were at the
And
shop, and
yeah,
I gave
you were at the shop.
a
Yeah.
guy like walked in, like, yeah, I remember he was like scratching himself, looking at everybody, and
Yeah.
then he like stood right in front of where the pipe stuff is, and then he would like look, and like I just looked at Eric, and I gave him all my stuff,
Mhm.
and I like had like these slip-ons, and I just took them out, and I put my feet up, and I just started looking, and then you looked at me, and you looked at the guy, and then you looked at me, and you walked up to the guy, you go, sir, please don't touch everything, COVID and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. He's like, oh, my bad, man, and then he left, and you looked at me, and you go, I saw you.
I don't remember that particular one, but
I just remember because he looked at me and he smiled like he was going to attack me. I was like, I didn't do nothing. Okay, I didn't do nothing. What are you mad at me for?
Dude, that would be the worst place. That would be one of the worst places to rob in this town.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter the hour. Throw a rock. Someone's carrying, or there's cops or politicians in there.
Oh yeah.
yeah, unless you're a really good, quiet thief, which happens, unfortunately.
Damn.
But
yeah.
but
I forgot.
shoplifting.
I forgot. Yeah, I remember. I know what you're. Yeah.
There's that's happened. It's part of retail. It happens, unfortunately. No matter what you do.
It's
all retail, even like Walgreens has to deal with that as well. I mean, any business
Yeah. But back in the day, man, I have a good tweaker story for you. So, yeah, so the guys that itch themselves. So this was actually before I bought. This is just when I was an employee there. But we carried a lighter company, and they kind of went bankrupt because their lighters were very higher end and turned out to be junk. So we were clearing them out, but they still looked awesome. So we were doing a 50% off sale, tons of them. And I guess it was a thing in the tweaker culture, you know, if you're going to light your spoon or whatever,
use a torch,
to have like a really cool torch.
Yep.
So we kept getting these guys come in, and some of them had money, and they would buy 3, 4, 5, 6 at a time. But you get them in there, and they're just, you know, they're itching themselves and looking at different directions. Yeah, but it was a weird sort of thing. It was like, you spend your money on drugs and get matches, you know.
Get matches. Just yeah, that shop, man, has so much history, and like you guys do a really good job too of like keeping the, I want to say, culture and like the environment like real chill.
Well, that's our goal. Nobody wants drama.
No,
and unfortunately,
yeah,
through a number of different things that have happened over the years, there's has been drama.
Yeah,
but we try to keep it as on the down low as much as we can, because
Mm.
nobody wants to go there and get, you know, a panic attack or get angry.
Yeah, there was a point in time. There was a point in time that we had somebody, I can't remember who it was, that I think he mowed lawns or something, and he would always go in there and like just be a little too much, even for me. And I remember like I stopped going for like a couple months because it's like I would go and he'd be there and he just always had like a shitty joke or something like really that I was just like, dude, like we are not friends. Like, I don't know why you would talk. And he did it to a lot of people. I can't remember who it was, but like,
yeah, then that happens occasionally. I talk to other retailers, you know, some colleagues of mine in other cities, and we always trade stories about,
that's cool.
That one guy who ruins it for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the one guy that's a little too pervy, or the one guy that's too, whatever, racist or
yeah, too racist, not racist, but too racist.
Racist, but you know, but they vocalize that.
Yes, yeah,
and we're like, we can't have that. And everybody's friends here. Everybody's equal.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the shop, is that you can have a person that literally is almost out on the street, and you have a person sitting next to him that has a private jet. Not in the shop, you know, we're all cool. We're all having a cigar and enjoying it.
Yeah.
What is, and I'm about to throw some speed questions at you, but it's to be honest with you, it's more stuff that people have asked me that I can't describe, because to me, cigars are synonymous with like relaxation.
Yes.
You know, like you know this. I used to smoke acid cigars because that's what I smoked in Iraq, and then you got me into Davidoffs and other things. How can you describe to someone that doesn't understand like what cigars are about? Like, how do you introduce that person to cigars? If there's no resistance, let's say. If there's resistance, I'm sure you have a way. But how is it that you introduce people to like cigar?
You hold them down and you make them smoke it.
That is not. That is not. I don't think that's.
We you know, most of us live our lives with some sort of stressor. You know, family and kids, or I'm working on a new job, or I don't know if I'm getting transferred. And at the end of the day, you know, some people, you know, decide maybe a beer is the thing they need, or maybe they need to go running, you know, get some exercise. Well, a cigar is like a unique item that, when smoked correctly, brings you pleasure.
What do you mean when smoked correctly?
Well, we're not here to hot box this. No worries. You know, when you're sitting down and actually sort of focusing on the moment and relaxing, I mean, this item brings you pleasure. The flavors you're going to get just helps you relax, reduces your stress. And if that's what works for you, that's what works for me, I think it's a great thing. I mean, sometimes you take the first puff off the cigar and you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's good. And I think it's a very unique item that doesn't really occur a lot of other places.
Do you try to attach like a sort of because I know you smoke thousands of cigars a month, probably, if not hundreds.
I
How?
do not smoke that much, but
Okay,
sure.
so you smoke a lot of cigars. It's safe
I
to
smoke
say.
more than most people.
How do you pick like the cigars that are like I'm trying to figure out how to ask this. So for me, Davidoff is like my cigar of like,
Sure.
hey man,
great
like
brand.
I did amazing fucking brand. I did good this month, you know. Let me get an Escurial, let me get a late hour, which is probably my favorite brand, as you know. How do you personally pick like what cigars you're gonna have and how to promote them? Because I feel like it for me personally, it's really difficult to like promote a cigar or something. So how is it that works in your world?
That's a complicated question, Rico.
I can break it down to smaller stuff
Are you
if you
talking
like.
about what I'm wanting to sell or what I'm wanting to smoke myself?
So let me break it down even simpler. How do you pick what brands you're going to sell? Do you
Sure.
taste them? Do you like what's that look like?
Yeah, so with most everything, myself and more of my staff.
Gentlemen, I
yeah,
apologize. 1 second. I sincerely apologize. Yeah, I apologize for that. That was that was Brian asking me if I was teaching tonight, and I'm like, I'm still at work. He goes, that's okay, don't worry. I was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
So like I was going
Brian
to like,
is the
Brian's the owner of Springfield BJJ, my black belt pretty much. Yeah. So you were saying like, how do you pick the cigars that you want to put in the shop, and how do you like promote that? Would be my question.
Yeah, so again, very complicated question. I mean, first, you know, as much as I'm a cigar lover, I'm a retailer, and the whole point of business is to make money.
Yes,
so
of course.
I have to, and what we do is, you know, we examine our clientele and what their needs are, what their wants are, and provide them the things that they are demanding. Demanding is a strong word, but what they want to purchase.
Yeah.
And, you know, with my relationships with different manufacturers and, you know, over 20 something years, my knowledge, I can pick brands that will fulfill these slots. For instance, listen, we're coming into, I think with a time this year where we're going to be having a lot of value cigars. They're going to be real popular.
How so?
But value, I mean, not super expensive, because the tariffs are having an effect on the price of cigars. And
can you elaborate on that?
Well, there's tariffs on Nicaragua, double the amount versus Honduras or Dominican Republic. So these companies have to make their margin as well, the manufacturers and the farmers. So the pricing is going up. We're getting price increases with almost every company. So it gets to a point, I don't care how much you love your Davidoff late hour, it could be raised to a point where, like, you know what, I'm going to have this other cigar instead because it's $10 cheaper. And I can still enjoy it and still love it, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But I can't have this one all the time because the price, I'm now being priced out of that category.
So the supply and demand changes.
Supply and demand. And I think we're going to see that more this year with the tariffs taking effect. No, I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I know the guys from Nicaragua are seeing a lot of it because they're getting they're getting hit harder than the other countries. But no, but back to the basic point is, so, you know, we have a group of customers that want to enjoy a great cigar, and they want, say, a large ring gauge cigar. So they want a substantial cigar that's going to last maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours,
like the thick ones,
like a 6x60, or like the larger ones. And if I can provide that enjoyable flavor for them in a good price point, then those are brands I will look at.
Now, I probably asked you this before, but I know they call a Churchill cigar after Churchill because he smoked that
size.
That size of it, not that type, but that size of cigar. So that size is called a Churchill.
Yes, that's just the size.
So whenever you're talking about different ones, they don't all have names.
There's a lot of vernacular. And of course there's old school vernacular and new school. And there's probably 40 different sizes of cigars or more. I mean, your more traditional ones you're going to hear are, you know, a lot of Robusto, Corona, El Toro,
Torpedo,
Torpedo, Churchill, double Corona. Those are very traditional sizes, and there's offshoots out of many of them. Sometimes you'll say there'll be a Gran Robusto or Robusto Extra, which means a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And there's no right or wrong. It's kind of like if you buy a car from one company, they have a sedan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sedan may not be the exact same size or shape as the sedan from another car company.
Well, true. Yeah.
But there is usually close to that sort of thing.
Okay.
That seems like a lot to take in, because I feel like, and I see this with you, is like you know like what the people are smoking. Like, you know,
Well, that's my job.
Yeah. That's always been like an interesting thing for me. It's always been, that's the one thing that's been hard for me to understand about cigars is like ratings, right? I don't understand ratings, and that's something I was hoping you would clarify, because I've had people ask me that they get like cigar magazines and they're like, hey, I don't understand like these ratings. And I'm like, well, 90 and above is a really good cigar. You know, a 96 cigar is probably a really high end cigar in quality. How do they determine that?
Well, first of all, who's rating this cigar?
What do you mean? The
So,
person?
I could rate a bunch of cigars and tell you that it's a 92 according to me. So who's rating them?
Okay.
Oh.
So it's like a critic almost.
Yeah, they're critics.
Okay.
And that's their job too. And some of them are very, very good palates and very smart. A lot of these ratings really started with Cigar Aficionado, which is an offshoot of the Wine Spectator magazine.
Okay.
And they were one of the biggest reasons the cigar boom was so popular. And so they had
celebrities on and stuff.
Well,
like that.
yeah, and it was a they did a ton for the cigar industry. You can ask a lot of the cigar makers, and they're always will be indebted to Cigar Aficionado for what they did back then. But so they have editors and writers, and they would smoke cigars. And those, you know, if there's a cigar expert in the world, there's some of them up there, and they would do the ratings, and that's really that first sort of magazine or periodical to do ratings. Right now, between different magazines, every online blog you can imagine, there's probably 50 different groups doing ratings for cigars. So you have to look at who's doing the ratings. So I kind of look at it with I drink a little wine sometimes.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a really nice wine shop and I see a wine that was like a 93 rating by this person, so it's a person that I know, like James Suckling, I think has a great palate. He used to work for both Cigar Aficionado and Wine Spectator. And,
okay. I didn't know it worked for both.
Yeah. Anyway, I always, for certain wines, if I'm in a hurry and I see a 93 rated that I can afford from James Suckling, I'm just going to grab it or two.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
There's a lot of palate involved. That's one thing that I remember that you taught me was like, because you used to give me shit for smoking a certain brand. And you're like, when are you going to go to be the big boys? I'm like, these are good. And you're like, yeah, that's what college girls buy. And I was like,
well, I was
bullied me enough.
I was giving you shit to give you shit.
Dude, it was for a while, like, because I've always had an issue of like when people do that, I'm like, do you like me or you just wanted to fuck with me? And like you did it enough that I was like, oh, he's just being cool.
No, the cigars you were smoking are high quality handmade cigars, the number one selling infused cigars in the world.
That was the
you were smoking acids.
Yeah, acid, true estate.
Acid, so yeah. The acid flavors and the effects on your palate are very divisive. Most people love it or hate it.
That explains a lot, because when Shawnee hates them, and then I've given him one, and he's like, "What the fuck are you giving me? I don't want to." Yeah, it feels like I'm drinking a cocktail.
Yeah, and Drew Estate is amazing company and the kings of making the best infused cigars in the world.
Yeah,
we'll have to say it depends on the acid cigar.
I think you're chimneying there, buddy.
Yeah, I am.
Hold on, you got to rotate it. That means you're not rotating it as you smoke. So you got to light the bottom. Am I right on that?
You're screwing it up.
Yeah, I know. I'm screwing it up. I've been trying to fix it the whole time I was here.
There's a lot of great ways
because I've been rotating it and it's still burning. Like
you can always, you can always trim it up with that. You could have lit it wrong. The cigar could have been made incorrectly. I doubt with this one.
So what is this that you?
I was gonna. Ask,
oh, hold on. Go ahead. You got a question. My bad.
No, I don't know if you've seen this one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. about smoking a cigar.
I know where this is going, but I'm gonna let this happen.
The governor.
Just because I want to see Christian's opinion on this.
Because when he started smoking cigars, went to this really nice restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And they, or the bartender there, I'm assuming he was a bartender, gave him a cigar, and then he took the cigar, took it out of his mouth, and took cedar, and I think he dropped it in tequila and coated down the cigar with tequila.
Okay.
I'm just telling you what I saw.
So what are your thoughts on that?
And then after he did that, he had him smoke it, and he goes, wait, and then he dips it into the cigar in the tequila and then smoked it. So he had a particular way of doing the cigar, and according to Richard, just by his look on his face, you never ever do that.
No. I never said never. To hold the fuck on. Because the last thing I want is an email from fucking Schwarzenegger, because we say shit like this and we never think it's gonna happen, and it's happened with other people. I said that was an abomination. I want to fucking make very clear what I said. I didn't say never do that. I said that was an abomination.
Well, if you purchase the cigar, it's your money. You do whatever you want.
100%. That's the beauty of America. I guess,
everyone's palate is different.
That's lit. You ain't gotta light it again. You're gonna burn it.
To me, it looks like a little bit of a song and dance, in terms of lighting the cigar.
Yeah.
Now, using cedar, just period, a long time ago, and still today, a lot of matches are not clean matches. They have a lot of sulfur and saltpeter. So basically, those are like those Ohio blue tip matches. They strike anywhere matches.
Mm-hmm.
Great matches, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're full.
But if you light your cigar with it, your cigar is going to smell like a bottle rocket.
Yeah.
It's going to smell like 4th of July.
Yeah.
So what a lot of people would do a long time ago, they would take whatever they lit, like a strike anywhere match, but they'd light the cedar, which will burn clean. And then they'd use the cedar to light the cigar so that the effects of the match itself would not be into the foot of the cigar.
It also smells amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you burn cedar. Yeah.
No, like when you light the cigar like that, the smell, because like a lot of times I'll take a puff and I'll like go like this when the smoke is, just so I can get like a I guess
I see
profile.
what you, yeah.
But dude, when you light it with cedar, it's night and day. Like it's fucking night and day.
But everybody has their own little rituals of lighting a cigar. If you have a lot of time, there's ways I would light a cigar versus now I'm using my freaking torch lighter, which works just fine. I've been in some of the most amazing cigar factories in the world with some of the greatest cigar makers in the world, and a lot of times they have a Bic lighter in their pocket. So,
Okay.
because it's functional, it's there, it's ready to go. You don't have to worry about where you're finding butane, that sort of thing.
That's true. Well, I never knew if that was a thing, because I've seen people where they take cigars and they'll dip them into brandy.
So the dipping thing, brandy or rum. So that also, and I'm not a true historian, but I do know lots of stories. Before the humidor was invented, a lot of cigars, when you get them in bars or wherever, they'd be dry, depending on the environment that you live in. If you lived in South Florida, you're good.
Yeah.
If you're in Wyoming, it's going to be a drier environment. Or if you're in Springfield, Missouri today, it's pretty dry.
Yeah, so
dry.
So it's dry.
Okay.
So sometimes they would try to dip them in rum, tastes good, and brandy tastes great.
Mm-hmm.
And they would do that to add some moisture back into the cigar.
Oh shit.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Sometimes they would do just the tip. I've seen people do a little bit of everything, but there's no point in doing that today.
Yeah, because you have humidors and you have purifications and
exactly.
shit like that. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I never
Okay,
thought
because
about
I was
that.
wondering why they did that, because I never seen anybody do it. Because you see it in old movies.
Yep, exactly.
And you never see anybody do it today. And I was like, why did they quit doing that? So I was just
Because
curious.
it starts to dry.
It starts to dry. Okay.
As I mumble.
Yeah. Okay. But that makes sense. I was wondering about that. But so you're saying Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't know how.
No, that's not what I said.
Arnold probably smokes more cigars than I have.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah, let's not.
And he enjoys his cigars and he promotes the cigar industry. And I love Arnold.
Always has one. Jordan was. You know who surprised me, and the only reason I found this out was because I used to go. I don't know if you remember this, but when I competed in jiu-jitsu, I used to always get cigarillos, the gold cigarillos for Davidoff. And I used to smoke one before going to the tournament, and I used to smoke one after because it helped me like relax.
Mhm.
And my dad was like, "Bro, athletes don't do that. The fuck are you doing?" and then I know you're gonna know this one. I found out that Michael Jordan, I'm sorry, smoked cohibas like during, before, and after a game. Like that's how he would relax.
Yeah, he smoked. Yeah, Cohiba.
Cohibas, yeah.
Partagas Lusitania, I believe, as well.
That was on the high end, probably, right? Like
Well, those are Cubans, and they were on the nicer side of Cubans for sure.
yeah.
And he's got plenty of money, so he can afford whatever
Oh
he
yeah,
wants.
he can do whatever. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know Jordan did that. honestly.
Michael
You didn't know that,
No, I didn't know that.
bro? There's
of the movie Jordan.
I haven't seen that yet. See,
I've
that's the
just
sad
seen
part.
parts of it, but yeah, he's legendary cigar guy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I knew about the shoe thing, but
The shoot, yeah. Here it is. Yeah, he was on Cigar Aficionado. There it is. Ashton's.
Well, they're advertising there, but yeah.
There it is. Cohiba. That's a Cohiba right there. I'm 100% sure on that one.
Well,
I can't see the label, but it looks like it.
it could be. It could be.
it's a thin cigar. It could be Cohiba Lancero, but I don't know.
Chances are he's not smoking
By the way,
cheap
he-
cigars.
He had enough money to smoke whatever he felt like.
Yeah.
But that's always interesting to me. The I don't know, man. I have a hard time when I tell people that I smoke cigars. I have a hard time explaining to them like, no, like this is relaxing. Like it's a little ritual. Obviously, you have to have some disposable income, obviously, but at the same time, it's like, dude. Like,
But it can be an affordable luxury. Alcohol and also tobacco are an affordable luxury. Maybe you're not buying the $50 Italian red,
yeah.
but you can still buy an $8 bottle of Cabernet from Australia.
Yeah.
You can have a $3 cigar, which there's hard to find, but they're out there. Puente, yeah.
Puente,
Like curly heads from Puente are inexpensive.
I think I got some.
And there's some great cigars that
Yeah,
are.
I just saw you. I was over there.
It's harder and harder these days to find a $3 cigar that's good, but
Yeah.
they're out there.
These were like $4.50 or $3, but still,
Yeah, well,
they were still very reasonably priced.
Yeah.
I'm not, and they're a good
I
cigar.
remember when they were $2, and I remember I smoked one. I was like, I'm not smoking a $2 cigar, and I can't remember. Someone at the shop was like, just give it a try, and dude, they were pretty nice. It's like
Yeah.
a 30-40 minute smoke, maybe an hour if you like let it die or whatever, but like they were pretty damn good
so
cigars.
that's just
They're not
'cause
bad.
in your mind the $2 cigar is not worth smoking. So
yeah, I guess.
so I'll
Yeah,
tell you-
that is an asshole.
I'll tell you a
thing.
story.
Yeah.
So I'm in Canada, in Toronto, where there's almost nowhere to smoke, by the way, but there are a couple of great cigar shops, and there was a lounge I happened to find that's private lounge, but very chill, kind of like our store, but chill. And there was I was up there in the morning. I was visiting my brother, and he was working, so I was just seeing Toronto on my own. So I would have a cigar, and I bought, well, because it's almost all Cubans, so I bought some $18 Cuban, and I had other cigars with me that I had brought over, but there's a guy in there. He was very nice, and he's in flip flops and cutoffs, and he's smoking a Cohiba Biheke, which now are about $100 a piece.
Back in the day,
They're
like,
very
probably 40.
back then they were 60 years, but they're very expensive.
Yeah.
It's the top end of Cohiba.
Mhm.
And we got along. It was kind of cool. We just talked like we're talking here.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I went to Florida once. I went to some cigar shops. He goes, I mean, I can't believe it. I bought a cigar down there and it was $10. And I can't believe you guys would smoke something so cheap when some of the best cigars that have ever been rated in the world have been $10. But in his mind, $10 wasn't worth smoking.
Yeah.
Because he's used to smoking $60, $70, $80 cigars.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the high-end Cubans that he smokes, that's what they cost.
Well, that's what a lot of things. If you get something like if you buy a cheap shoe, you'd be like, well, this ain't gonna last very long because I didn't spend that much money on it. But it doesn't mean it's a bad shoe. It just means it didn't cost as much as your.
Yeah, you're going to tell me an Arturo Fuente 858, which is about $10 most places. It depends on the
something.
depends on the tax.
Yeah.
And it used to be much less. that's not a fantastic cigar.
Yeah, but
You're
I think
like, oh, I would never smoke that because it's so cheap.
Oktoberfest are like $13-15.
Yeah.
Like they're not that unless it's like
honestly, when I
older
first started
ones.
going there, that's all I smoked was the cheap cigars because I couldn't. He was buying stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not getting that." I go
gave
through,
him-
it's like
gave him a
$3. That's
Davidoff.
mine, and I'm getting those.
I
so.
gave him a late hour one time. Like I think it was not the Churchill. It was a smaller.
It was a smaller
It was
one.
a
Yeah.
smaller late hour.
It was a
And-
torpedo, maybe.
No. It was smaller.
It's
It was like
smaller?
it looked like a nub. It looked like a nub late hour, I think. Or it was maybe like a. I don't know. I don't
It
know.
was smaller.
It was
yeah,
smaller one.
shorter.
And I remember I gave it to him, and I'm like, "You will never want to. You will always want to smoke this." And like by the end of the night, he was like, "You motherfucker! Why would you do that to me?"
And listen, there's a lot of very expensive cigars that are amazing. That if your palate doesn't agree with it, then that's okay.
How is it that, and I don't know if you can answer this, but how is it that cigar companies promote their brand? Because with all the laws, like you can't promote smoking on TV. If I recall correctly, you can't like promote that. Like how do they go out? Like how do they do this? Because I'm always seeing brands, but I'm in that sphere of like, let me read Cigar Aficionado. Like I got it here.
Mhm.
But like how do they man? How
Well,
does that
for a
work?
long time, print. We talked about Cigar Aficionado already, and there are other magazines as well. European Cigar Journal, other ones. Those are some of the early ones that were around. And so, the print ads would be the things that you'd see. But, then we have this amazing thing called the internet.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of interaction on the internet about cigars. And the smarter companies, a lot of times developed, websites that had interactions with the customers. And they have brand ambassadors. So these are guys that they're not actually directly involved in sales. They're just directly involved in promoting the brand.
Okay.
And they will do that both online and also would travel around and do cigar events. And you've met some of those people.
Yeah, I've met a couple of
Yeah,
reps.
they also do that in back in the day before the internet. They would do that at in all over Europe. They would have I'd find them by accident because unless you were a local, you didn't know what was happening. I'd go by and there's something going on. And I'm like, go check it out. And cigars and they have like not like a grab, I guess like a grab bag or something for people just coming in and trying to promote their brand and stuff like that. So if you come across them, it's pretty nice.
And I forgot catalog sales.
Yeah, that was
that's how we got them in Iraq.
A lot of time
yeah,
ago.
that's what I did. Yeah.
Thompson's was the king of catalog sales for a long time. There's other ones too.
Oh, yeah.
But if you signed up for a Thompson's catalog, you would get one like once a month for life.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they would just keep sending them, and you can read about it. They have, basically it's a magazine about cigars that's for sale that you can buy from them, and they'll mail to your house.
I think that's what the weed industry is doing right now, because they have like every state, from what I've seen, has like their magazines where they like have articles and stuff like that. I think that's like something that they're probably copying from like the cigar world. And again, maybe it's the other way around, because weed used to be like, oh, you gotta be careful, but like now it's so mainstream.
And the really, the good companies, that have enough staff, they'll have regional sales representatives that travel to the stores, will sometimes, teach the employees and the owners about their brand, if that sort of thing. They have point of sale things. If you walk in, you can see, oh, that looks nice, because there's a lot of marketing involved as well.
So that's one of the things I want to ask you about. I've heard, I don't know if this is true, I've heard that there's certain brands that require you to take like classes on their cigars, and they have like a really good like not return policy, but like point of contact of like, hey, is the cigar unwrapping a lot? Like, is the cigar coming dry? Like the reps a lot of times like give those classes and like what to do. Is that true?
Yeah, well, there's in-store training can be, I won't say common, but occurs, and especially for some of the larger companies. And that could be on a one-on-one basis or a one-on-two basis, just talking about, oh, hey, here's a new product we have. I want you to try these, and they can talk about it. and just instill that knowledge, to the people working in the store. And there's also, we've done events where they'll have one of the sales representatives or even one of the brand ambassadors for the company will do like a small, like a little session and telling everybody about the cigar. There's been times where you smoke the components of each cigar, or all the components of one cigar. You can taste the different tobaccos.
So the wrapper,
and they don't taste good at all.
Really?
Well, it's just one tobacco.
Oh, so it's like
They're not
Okay,
they're not
yeah.
dancing and marrying with each other. And then when you're done, you smoke the finished product.
It's like when they used to do the tours at Busch Budweiser. You taste green beer. It's not finished.
Yeah.
And you taste it. This is disgusting. Yes, it is. We're just showing you that there's a process, a method before you get to the finished product.
Yeah, it's just education. I was out in Kentucky, Indiana, at distilleries, whiskey distilleries, and we were doing a big tour there.
That sounds like fun. Wow,
it was a lot of fun. Going again this year, but we were at one of the distilleries. We got to literally right out of the fermenter the White Dog whiskey, which is literally it was made that morning.
Oh wow!
So you can taste what bourbon will be.
Oh okay, yeah.
Wow.
But this was the first little product. And by the way, it's like 150 proof, or whatever. So you taste
very high,
a little bit.
It sounds like moonshine.
Basically,
sounds like
it's
pitorro.
This is like corn liquor essentially.
Sounds like pitorro.
But that's not something they're selling. They call that White Dog.
White Dog.
White Dog.
Yeah, because they did that in Puerto Rico. When I was down there, he's probably still there. Well, he's an old guy. He's like in El UK, and he sells the moonshine, and he sells it to you, and he goes like, "Don't drink it right away." I was like, "What?"
Have you ever had pitorro?
Don't know about that.
Pitorro is, I don't know. I gotta find
The
out.
only equivalent I can think is moonshine. Like
It's
I've
not,
had
it's
corn.
not legal.
No, it's
I will
not
tell
legal.
you this is not legal.
Yeah.
Like if
so to get it here, it's very it would be very difficult. But I do have a video of my wife taking 2 shots, and she's like, "That's real smooth," and I was like,
mhm.
"Oh dear God, what did you do?" She's
It
like, "It's
is
real
smooth,
Like, oh, it's real
but
smooth. You're about to take a nap.
Well, it's like in Colombia, the aguardiente.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's all sorts of hooch from everywhere.
Yeah.
If we can ferment it, we're gonna figure out a way to drink it.
Oh fuck yeah! I've seen seen people ferment like a honey before and mix it with like some other stuff, and it makes you hallucinate, and it gets you like really fucked up. They drink it.
Yeah, that's mead. The Vikings did that.
No, not mead. Mead is when you.
It's honey wine.
It's honey wine. This is like
Honey liquor,
it's
like
hard honey liquor. Bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
I don't know what they add, but like I've seen. I can't remember the name of it. I got to check it out. But I've never really seen. That's interesting that you say that about the brands, because I was always curious, like, why the fuck do they need these people? Like, I can just go online and look at it, but it's that customer service type of deal that you get.
Yeah, the brick and mortar cigar shop. What we try to do is provide, knowledge. We want you to buy the thing that you most want and make you happy, so that you come back and buy more.
Yeah,
and then and you're happy with the service that we gave you. So we same thing with the reps. They want us to get the best products we can get to provide to you. Everybody's happy. It's good. Now, do we miss a lot? Sometimes.
it happens.
So there's brands I think they'll do very well, and they don't.
Yeah.
And then we figure out what to do with them. But that's just part of retail, in period.
So I know there was one time they were talking about increasing taxes on tobacco, and that would include.
That was going to be my next question. Go ahead.
Cigars.
As far as I know, they didn't pass.
That one, and that's the state of Missouri.
That's a Missouri thing.
So every state taxes tobacco differently.
Yeah.
There's a standard tax from the federal government.
Yes.
So everybody's in on that one. So every state taxes tobacco in whatever way they see fit.
Yeah.
And some states don't have a very big tax at all. And cigars and premium pipe tobacco are sort of over here. some states lump all tobacco in the same,
Uh-huh.
but it's not uncommon to have a state that has a tax of say 10%, wholesale, and then the state next door to them could have a tax of 60%.
Oh, that big of a difference.
Oh yeah.
You can.
Oh wow.
You ever been?
And-
next time we go to New York, I'm gonna take you to.
Oh, New York.
We did go to the Davidoff store.
We did go to that. Yeah.
Remember they had.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, they had those knives there, and they were like, "Oh yeah, these are our Davidoff knives that we will be raffling." And I was like, "Yeah, the Damascus." He goes, "Yeah, it comes like locked up." Yeah, how do you know? I go, "I won it at our shop." He goes, "What? You have them?"
Yeah.
So shout out to the Davidoff store in NYC. It's
Oh, yeah.
probably it's a beautiful lounge.
Well, it's they're
It was like in a mall or something,
right next to the Hudson, because we
Yeah,
could see
yeah,
the
yeah.
statue. You could see the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
We were sitting in the lounge and it's
Mhm.
like open.
Yeah.
And then Eric's like, "This is cool," and
Yeah.
you see the Statue of Liberty over here.
Yeah.
We're like, "Yo, what?" So it's interesting to me why they do that though. I've never understood why there's no like. I don't know, man. I don't understand why some go 60, why some go 8. I don't get it. Is there any state that's like super cigar friendly?
Florida is very friendly.
Really?
Pennsylvania is 0. That's why all the big catalogs are up in
Go there.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, I wouldn't think Florida would be because there's so well.
You can smoke everywhere in
People
Florida.
retire smoke. Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Florida you
It's-
can.
Puerto Rico. You
That's
can't.
what.
Well, you used to in Puerto Rico.
You used to be able to, but then people like if you're on the
I
beach.
mean, you can't smoke everywhere in Florida, but Florida
yeah,
has,
I get what
compared to other states, Florida is a great place to hang out if you're a cigar person.
Okay.
And a lot of you don't have to worry about smoking inside because you want to be outside anyway.
Where specific? Is there any places that you would recommend?
In Florida,
Yeah, yes, sir.
a bunch.
Yeah, there is
Well,
a lot.
I mean, the two big ones, Ybor City and Tampa, which is historic. There's cigar factories there from 100 years ago, I think. J.C. Newman's headquarters is there, and that's where Fuente was around back then. And they have a lot of little boutique places that roll cigars. And then,
Oh, nice. Nice.
I'm not doing it justice with that description, by the way. Ybor City is a great place to go. And also, Miami. It's Little Havana. Some amazing,
Sorry.
all sorts of freaking places there. I mean, Padron's headquarters is there. My father has a factory there.
Speaking of
okay.
Padron and stuff like that, you recently have had like a slew of cigar celebrities coming in the past couple years. Recently you had what's his name? I don't want to mess it up. Joseph Giddin did the pictures in the video for this one. The dude came out like he looked like an old school pimp. It looked really, really, really cool. Can't remember his name. Carlitos was it?
I mean, Carlito Fuente.
Carlito Fuente. Yes.
Carlito
Yeah.
Fuente.
Yeah.
Oh.
How did you? Sorry, I had a brain fart there. 'Cause I was excited
He's
because I missed
he's
that.
kind of a big deal.
Yeah. How the fuck did that happen? Because that was a big deal.
It's a real big deal.
Yeah. For the people who don't know, can you explain in lame terms who Carlitos Fuente is?
Well,
Besides,
Yeah.
no, you know what? He's a great human being. That's who he is. The Brown Doctor Fuente has been around for over 100 years. It would take 3 hours of podcasts to go through the whole history of everything, of which I would have to have notes. But so
future one.
it started with his great uncle Arturo Fuente, then his father Carlos Fuente. He's Carlos Fuente the second, so he's Carlos Fuente Jr., the person we're talking about now.
Yeah.
So he goes by the name Carlito, and they have grown this, what started as a humble brand, and again, 4 hours of podcast to go through everything. But he is now makes some of the most sought after cigars in the world, period. And he's a big personality, but he's also a great human being. He gives so much time to the charity and the children in Dominican Republic. And that's how I started that's how I met him. That's how I started in the cigar business.
Oh,
Yeah, it's also a long story, but basically, I won a trip with this charity I was involved in to see the groundbreaking of the school that we were building in Dominican Republic.
Oh wow.
And nobody knows me from no one.
yeah.
And I fly down there solo through Puerto Rico on a turboprop plane. But
So you like,
oh yeah.
oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so he's the head honcho at Fuente, and he produced the cigar that's called Fuente Opus X.
Oh, okay.
So that is one of, if not the most sought after cigars around. And there's lots and lots and lots of other variants and limited editions of this. And they don't make many of them. They're really hard to do. Again, this goes back to the 4-hour Fuente podcast. But it became so popular, he became to a lot of people like a rock star. Like when he would walk into a room like at Vegas at one of the trade shows or at the Big Smoke, people like, oh, that's Carlito.
Yeah.
And the thing was, when his father was still alive, Carlos Fuente would be there too.
Oh,
wow.
And nobody knew who he was
you just chill.
because he's chill, he's quiet,
I miss.
he's a worker, hard worker. I gotta tell you a bunch of stories about him. Also, amazing human being. But to me, Carlito is a friend first before anything else. I've talked to him one-on-one on a bunch of occasions about life, about different things. So we've met up during different cigar events.
Oh wow.
So
Wow.
it's kind of weird. It's like you're sitting there. One of my heroes is Mike Ditka, right, with football.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If I sat next to Mike Ditka, I would be like I'd freak out.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. That makes sense.
Just if it's the first minute or two.
Yeah.
Well, but after a minute or two, you start talking, and we're just people.
Yeah.
Exchanging ideas and what's going through our life. So Carlito, after COVID was over with, really wanted to sort of get back to, I want to see my people again, my retailers.
Mhm.
So he started this thing, what's it called? Moonshine Charlie's Roadshow.
That's a good name. I like it. I
And
like
so
What?
Moonshine Charlie's, so he started going around to different shops that have been with him. We've been a supporter of Arturo Fuente cigars for forever. I don't know how many years, way before me. So it's 25 years plus.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Fuente's been there.
we've been a loyal retailer because they sell, they make us money, and we get money to pay our employees. But yeah, we were picked as one of the shops, and so with under, it was about a week's notice, we weren't even sure if he was gonna be able to get there. No, he flew from New Jersey to Kansas City late at night. They got up and drove to Springfield. He didn't know how far Springfield was from Kansas City.
Oh wow.
But that's another story. But so he made it, and Puente the company was nice enough to give us a large amount of product, rare products to sell. And so we had a line out to the door for 3 hours. And people were signing it. He took pictures with everyone. He's a very emotional person. And so he cried a couple times. But he's an amazing human before he's an amazing cigar maker. Yeah.
Oh wow.
My favorite person I've ever brought, and I might be biased on this because he's also a vet, was Manuel Quesada.
Mm.
I did an interview with him that I found that interview the other day where I did it at the shop. And it's a horrible interview because I interrupt him so much. But dude, that dude has stacked bodies on me. Like that man, like when we started talking like veterans, like I remember there was like 15 people while I was doing the interview around me. And he's like, yeah, so I got my ticket, and they were like, you want to be a citizen? You got to go to Vietnam. And he's like,
Yep.
I'll go to Vietnam. I'll go over there. And he did, I think he did like 2 years in Vietnam. Yeah, I just found that. I'll give it to you so you can listen. It's horrible, by the way. It's so, because I'm so excited because I didn't know he was a vet, bro. And we started talking about like stuff I did, and like, you know me, dude, like the Vietnam generation to me will always hold a place in my heart because a lot of the tactics that we learned for stuff that we were doing in Iraq, was thanks to the shit that they learned in Vietnam,
Mm.
and obviously like the people who were in Iraq and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah, because Vietnam,
he's
they
my
did have to
favorite.
relearn stuff.
He's
Yeah.
my favorite, bro.
Yeah.
He's
No,
my
he's
favorite.
my Dominican father. I talk to him almost every week.
That's
Oh
cool.
wow,
Yeah,
that's cool. That is.
and he's retired now. So
I figured
Yeah.
his will they be coming this? Will his kids be coming this
not
year?
this year.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah.
There's for a couple of reasons, but no.
No. That's
But-
okay. I
yeah, yeah.
understand they're
But
busy.
no,
and stuff.
they visited here many times. And
Yeah.
listen, Manuel, or as we like to call him, Manolo Casada, he used to come here twice a year.
I remember.
Thing to do was go get fried
Barbecue,
chicken
fried chicken. Oh my god.
from St. George's
yes.
Barbecue.
Oh, okay, St. George's.
Dude,
Yeah,
he
St.
would.
George's.
Dude, he would destroy that. Like, he
The
was-
man can eat.
Oh yeah.
He's
Well,
there's-
St. George's is really good.
yeah,
Yeah.
but there's legendary stories of him from many different places. Of Manuel likes to eat. He's just he's great. And again, another great human being, great family. 5 generations of their family in tobacco and
Yeah.
cigars. And he made it work, and he's handed it down to his daughters now, and they're running the company, and they're going to do a great job as well. I talked to them. I got them on speed dial on my phone.
Every time I come here, I'll go over there. A bad thing, but I think sometimes they'll be stuck in like Spanish mode, and I'll like start interpreting, and I end up staying always until they leave. They're like, "Ay, mijo, quédate," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna say no to you. Like, you tell me I get to do my job, and I get cigars for free. Oh God, don't twist my fingers. Come on, now.
Ouch.
Yeah, dude. Last year she was here. I think it was her and her brother. Or no, it was just her.
No, it was just her.
It was just her. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Sorry,
stayed
they had
there.
a rep.
Yeah, and they had a rep, and she was like, "Ay, mijo, no te vayas." Like, "Oh man, don't go." And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." And dude, like, to her, because she's there from like 5 to like 9. You
Yeah.
know, and sometimes she's there like at noon. There's been years that they both come and they're since they're noon. I'll just stay there and like,
Yeah,
just-
that's Raquel Casada.
Raquel. Yeah, shout out to Raquel.
Yeah, because I was there and she was
You were there
all
last
day.
time. Yeah.
yeah last time
You were
because
there
they
last
were
time.
all that because I thought they were leaving. I was trying to hurry up and get up there, and they're like,
Nah,
they're still here.
dude.
They're still here.
Say.
One of my last questions for you, because I know we're coming up on the
Yeah.
hour. What is it that you look for? And I asked this earlier, but I think I have a better way to refine it. What is it that you look for in a cigar company when you're looking to add it? Like, is there something specific? And I don't want to. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to give away like a trade secret or anything. But like you specifically, because you always have phenomenal fucking cigars.
Definitely.
Like
yeah.
since I've been going there. For
That's the
50
goal.
Yeah. So how do you personally go, I want this one? Because I know at the end of the day, it's a preference between you and your lovely wife.
So tobacco and cigars are still very much a relationship driven business. So
Okay.
it's
Okay.
a whether it's a one-on-one or talking to the reps or talking, knowing the company, but it's the relationship the company has with us. And that ranges from the very large companies to the very, very tiny ones. We carry some really small companies that we've carried for over a decade. That one, they sell well. So thus we keep the lights on, we make payroll.
Yeah.
And 2, we have a great relationship with the people of that company. They support us, and we try to support them. So there are some companies, their products could sell, but we don't have a great relationship with them. So if I have to choose,
Well, yeah.
and they're both
Yeah.
going to sell well,
Mhm.
I'm going to choose the one that has a good relationship.
That makes perfect sense.
Before I let you go, I promise this will be the last question. 'Cause I get asked this question all the time. Can you give me a short introduction? Because I'm going to clip this too. A short introduction on cigar etiquette, like from cutting and all that to when you go to someone's shop.
There's a lot of etiquette out there. There really is.
Some basic, like I'll use jujitsu as an example. Like when I go to the jujitsu gym, I pay the due, I shake everybody's hand, and I'll train with everybody and be nice. Like, how does that work? And like, because I know, number one, like I don't like bringing my cigars to another place
Yes.
because I'm always like, I don't feel like that's cool. I don't want to smoke. And if I do, I'll normally give one to the person. like I have Davidoffs all the time. So I'll be like, hey, do you guys have Davidoffs? Oh my God, no. Hey man, here's a Davidoff. And they'll normally give me something from theirs. And then I'll always buy 1 or 2
Yeah.
cigars.
So that in that example, you're doing it the right way.
Mhm.
If you're going to someone's lounge or shop that doesn't have stated rules, a lot of shops do now,
Mhm.
or especially if they're a cigar bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, buy a cigar. You can have 5 cigars in your pocket, but you're on there, you're drinking their coffee, or
Yeah.
you're using their space and their
Yeah.
chairs,
Yeah.
and have a cigar. Even if you want to smoke yours, you can still buy one. You can put that in your pocket and
Yeah.
smoke yours. Don't judge other people's cigars. You know,
Judging
a lot of
other-
people, like, we're smoking, you know, this wonderful cigar, which we didn't talk about, which probably should at least mention.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Please do, by the way. Please
So,
do.
this is just ones I picked today, but this is the Ernesto Carrillo, #1 rated cigar in the world.
Oh, wow.
Nicaraguan rapper?
The Encore.
Encore. Okay.
Nicaraguan rapper would.
I believe so. I'm drawing a blank right now, but his factory's in the Dominican Republic, and Ernesto Carrillo's been in the business, you know, forever. You know, he was the master behind La Gloria Cubana back in the day.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was his.
Wow.
Ernesto's in the Hall of Fame. And Carrillo doesn't mess around. He makes makes a lot of cigars for other people. But he's
Wow.
a stud. But this was one of his. It's a nice medium-bodied cigar.
Yep.
Easygoing, balanced. I thought it would be good tonight while we talked.
It's amazing. It has a really good flavor. I'm trying to figure out.
It's very
what I'm-
consistent.
What I'm. Yeah, it's very consistent, especially when you turn it.
Yes.
But no, so that's just sort of why I chose it. I took all of 13 seconds tonight. I just walked through the humidor and I grabbed 3 cigars. So I could have grabbed the Fuente a Padron. I could have dropped, you know, some boutique.
Yeah, but we've
ones.
had those though. Like with people, dude, I
Yeah.
appreciate this because like I'm at a point now, and you had told me this. You're like, I was like, man, what should I, to stay consistent with cigars? And you were like, try different cigars.
So anyhow, so we're smoking these, which have the beautiful bands, which we've taken off already.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And so if you're in a lounge, and some people are hoity-toity and they like to show off what they're smoking and judge someone that maybe they're smoking a lowly curly head, Ultra Fuente, which is very inexpensive. I love curly heads, but don't judge other people's stuff.
I have a hard time seeing someone do that. I'm sorry. It's
Yeah.
just
I've never considered that.
I've
I've never
never
done
thought of
that.
it as a
It
problem.
happens.
It's
not
like
a big deal.
yeah.
But
Yeah, no, by all means.
also, some like we're in a lounge, so when you're leaving, do not take your cigar and put it out like a cigarette.
It's a fire hazard.
Just let it sit. It'll actually go out quicker this way than if you try to smash it.
Oh,
I did not
okay.
know that.
How
Yeah.
do you
know that.
properly ash a cigar? By the way, not with your
Uh-huh.
finger, obviously.
What a lot of people would say is, I'm just going to use the side of it. There's not much ash on here now, but just sort of just roll it gently. But some people like to do hit it really hard. This stuff's fragile, and you can crack the wrapper when you do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Christian.
No, anyway, with lighting a cigar, there's a number of different tobaccos in the cigar. They all burn at different rates. So what I like to do is take whatever lighting source I have, whether it's a sulfur-free match or cedar, but I usually just use a lighter.
Yeah.
And I will move the cigar in my hand around to light the cigar before I ever take puff on it.
You don't take a dry puff?
Well, I'll take a dry puff,
Excuse me.
but when we're lighting the cigar, if you can light the cigar about 75-80% of the way before, and you can see at the end of it if everything's glowing equally, and then you can just
Okay.
take like one puff while you have the flame on there. And this is a much more dramatic interpretation of all this, but you can do it pretty easily that way. Now, listen, life happens. I'm out of the lake. The wind's blowing. I'm taking a cigar, and I take my torch up and I light it real quick.
Yeah.
But if you have the time and you're sitting, it helps get all those tobaccos burning evenly. And when they burn evenly, they produce the flavor the cigar maker intended.
Okay. I did have one question
Go ahead,
for you
go ahead.
because they there's you can cut it and there's a V cut
Mhm.
and there's also a you can put a hole like
A punch.
a punch
Correct.
or even I seen one that looked like
Like a nail.
a nail and you put it in the
A
center.
poker.
Which is there a specific one for Pacific cigars for each one of those? Or is it just
The
preference?
answer with many questions in tobacco is depends. Manuel Casada would say depends. So premium hand roll cigars are capped. So we have a cap at the end that
Yeah.
we're cutting off.
Yeah.
So the reason we cut the cap is obviously to produce airflow through the cigar.
You have a proper
Otherwise, we
draw.
can't have airflow.
Yeah.
So if you have a straight cut where we cut the cigar through the cap, we get lots of airflow. That is my preference.
Because you want to control how you.
Well, it just I think it goes better. However, you brought up the V cut.
Yeah.
Which puts that notch in the end.
Mhm.
For a long time, V cuts would just put this real shallow notch in. And for me, I did not enjoy that because it constricted the smoke to a narrow
Okay.
spot. There are now many companies producing very big, deep V cuts
Okay.
that if you look at it, it produces a huge amount of a way for air to get through it.
Okay.
So I'll V cut a cigar if I have one of those cutters. The
Interesting.
punch cut, I will use on very, very thin cigars sometimes.
Okay.
Or if a cigar is like a mixed filler, it's not a hand rolled premium cigar. So if there's one that has little bits of tobacco,
Mm-hmm.
that little punch in the middle kind of keeps the tobacco little bits from getting in your mouth. But I normally don't like the punch on a larger cigar, especially because it's constricting that smoke from out here down to one little narrow point. And sometimes you can get like a tar buildup,
Yep.
which will produce a bitter flavor,
Yep.
Okay.
that sort of thing. But really, at the end of the day, is what do you enjoy? You know, what's the best for you? I like airflow through my cigars,
Yeah, same.
personally.
Same.
Okay. I've seen people use all of them, and I thought maybe it was because of the type of cigar they were smoking is why they did that.
I use my teeth and I use my thumbnail a lot. So
We used to
Okay.
cut 'em- we used to cut them in Iraq with our knives. We had like these cold steel knives, and we used to just like cut the cap, and then you like cut the cap like this,
I went.
so that way
yeah.
you would not.
Yeah,
get
that's what
fucked
we
up.
did. We used a pocket. I didn't have
Yeah.
a cutter. Why did you
No,
have to
we
use a
had like
pocket
these
knife?
really nice like knives that were for like self defense that I started using. Like I just started cutting it, and I used to put them on my thing.
No, I went to a whole trade show once where I was smoking a zillion cigars a day, and I forgot to bring cutters. And there's cutters there too.
Yeah.
But I just use either my thumbnail or I just bite it.
Yep.
Now you have to. It's a real easy way to wreck your cigar biting it. But,
So
well, have you ever bit a cigar?
yeah, I
Okay.
bite them with I wet it first, and then I find the spot that I want to bite, and I chomp. Is the way
it's,
that
it's
I was
almost like a
taught.
little bit of pressure.
Correct.
But you still, again, this is not a one-on-one on how to bite cigars, guys. But yeah, there's ways to do it where you just get the very end of it off.
Yeah.
But you still have your doing it. So a lot of guys, especially the cigar makers, they know how it's made. They'll just take their thumbnail and they'll just deconstruct the cap right there in front of you.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
I gotta go to a trade show, man. Christian, you've been so awesome to have, and I appreciate the cigars. Can you give everybody the information of where can they find the shop, what they can expect when they come, and what brands, like what common brands do you have there?
Yeah, you're on Facebook. They can follow you and stuff. And,
Yeah. So our shop is called Just For Him. We're in Springfield, Missouri. We're at 1334 East Battlefield, just west of Battlefield Mall in the Fremont Shopping Center. We're open 7 days a week. Everybody's welcome all the time. There's no charge to come in. We're one of the only places you can actually smoke in Springfield, Missouri. That's another podcast. And, we have I'll call them lounges. I have 2 rooms with chairs and TVs. We don't serve food or drinks, so you're welcome to bring whatever you want in. There's usually a bunch of liars up front that got you guys in the back tell half truths. Sometimes you'll see a Puerto Rican guy, but
Very quietly, might I
no,
add.
we've been around.
No, he's up front. He's up front.
We've been around for a long time, so we have great relationships with, pretty much all the high-end manufacturers that I want to do business with.
Yeah.
So we're our Davidoff white label merchants. We do a lot with Drew Estate. We do a lot with Orto Fuente, Padron, La Flor Dominicana. I mean, we have about at any one time 800 to 900 facings of cigars in the room. And I have wonderful employees that if I'm not there, will help you out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Any upcoming events?
We're going to do a little soft events right before it's coming out Valentine's Day.
Yes.
We're just doing a little promotion with Crown Head Cigars. They won't have a rep there or anything. One of my newest employees wanted to do something, so I let her run with it.
Nice.
And we have a Drew Estate event coming up in not too long, but we're going to do some things.
Yeah. And they also have pipe tobacco, and they have other stuff in the
Yes.
Well,
shop
yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Our
not just cigars. They have other
our
things.
store
as
is very
well.
eclectic. If any of you guys like pipe tobacco, we're the largest pipe tobacco merchant in probably in Missouri. We got walls of pipes and pipe tobacco,
Literally
and
walls.
and experts to help you along. We have
Yeah.
pipes right now from $5 to $2,500. So
Yes, I've seen them. They're expensive. Yeah,
Dude, I
they look
appreciate
really
you-
nice.
I appreciate you coming. And to everybody that's listening, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button.
And
And
shop it just for
Shop
him.
it just for him. Shop it just for him. Absolutely.